In this video, I'm going to be telling you exactly how you can survive winter as a footballer and, more importantly, progress more than everyone else around you. Because let's be honest, we get to winter, it kind of gets to October time, all the way through until around April. And I know April isn't technically winter, but we get to this point, October to April, and do you know what happens? It gets cold. It gets cold. And do you know what happens when it gets cold? Everyone stops training, or rather 99% of people. And the reason why this is simply because these people are not disciplined. And you might be in a similar boat where, you know, you've had it before where it's cold, it's raining, whatever it is, and you just go, fuck, I don't want to train. I'm already feeling it. Training in the winter, that's terrible. And trust me, I've been in there before. I've been in that position where, you know, it's been absolutely hammering it down with rain or it's freezing. And I've just gone, you know what? I'm training today. And those little sessions that you do over that winter period, they're worth more than summer training sessions. And you might think, what? But the reality is that those training sessions are worth more. Reason being is because no one else is doing it. Because let's be honest, obviously we're all on our own journey and things like that. But in a way, you're still competing with everyone else. So if you train where 99% of other people don't, then that individual session is effectively worth more. So first of all, I want you to view winter sessions as, if I do this, I'm better than everyone else. And this wasn't even part of my script, actually. I've just literally come up with this idea. Because in a way, this is how I think. I like grinding in winter, whether it's football, gym. I like doing the extras in winter more so than the summer season or whatever it is. And the reason is because I know that no one else is doing it. So I want you to view it as, I'm not telling you to have a delusional ego because obviously that won't help you, but I'm saying in a way, you have to actually understand that if you do all these things that I'm going to tell you to do, like training, extra, blah, 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 you are genuinely better than other people because you could do certain things that they can't do. So my first point is, literally think, like, you know, if I train today, I'm better. I'm genuinely better than the guy who doesn't train. Because in reality, you've got a better mindset, you're more disciplined in your head, and as well as that, you're going to become better at football than them pretty quickly, if not, you already are. My second point is cold showers, and you might be wondering, what on earth does cold showers have to do with anything about football? And the answer is, it has everything to do with it. So there's two sides of this. The first side is that it's got loads of immune system benefits. You're less likely to get a cold, you're less likely to, all these things basically. You'll become more immune to stress, your stress tolerance increases. All this stuff, you can research it yourself, but basically there's a load of immune system benefits. And the other side of things is that you genuinely understand, or rather your body understands how to hack living in the cold. Now, this is like, no one will have ever said this before, but this is the truth. If you do a cold shower every single morning, you adapt. Your body will literally adapt to living in the cold, to being in the cold. So much so that in normal temperatures, you might even start sweating because you find it boiling hot. This is something that I've literally experienced so I first started doing cold showers January 2022, and I did them straight for around, I want to say I did them every single day until September that year. Around September that year, so what's that, like 250 days? I got to something like that, and basically every single day I literally did it, whether I liked it or not, and it helped me so much because I found that after that I could start wearing shorts. I could start wearing, I never ever got cold ever again after that, pretty much. Obviously you're still going to feel cold maybe sometimes, but your legs will adapt completely. Your legs will never be cold again. And obviously this leads into, my camera just died, but what I was saying was this leads into training more. If your legs and your upper body, basically if your whole body doesn't get cold, then you're way more likely to actually want to train in the winter. Because one of the biggest reasons why people don't train is because they feel cold and they're like, fuck, this is shit, I'm not doing this. So pretty much, literally, take cold showers every single day. And what that will do for you is your body will adapt, you won't feel the cold as much, and you'll be able to train easier. I'm currently on, I started them January 1st again this year because I took a while off. And trust me, it's very, very noticeable. When you stop doing them and you start wearing these warmer clothes and things, your body becomes worse at insulating yourself. So then when you do eventually come into a match situation or training, you have to wear more clothes, you have to wear skins and all these things. And no, that's terrible. You don't want to be doing that. That makes you You don't want to do that, basically. You want to be hardcore going out to training, no matter what the weather is, shorts and t-shirt, no matter what. And another tip I have for this, if you're doing cold showers, obviously the immune system benefits are massive, but in order to like benefit from them and not get ill, this is a mistake that I made at the start. I had my mouth open when I was doing them, so I was like this, and I was breathing through my mouth. And when you breathe through your mouth, you have basically, when you breathe through your nose, you basically, what's the word? You filter out all of the bad stuff, and that obviously prevents you from getting viruses, all these illness. So when you breathe through your mouth, it basically doesn't do that, and you're more susceptible to becoming ill. So when you get in the cold shower, control your breathing, breathe through your nose. You literally do it for a minute or so, and trust me, you will stop feeling cold on the pitch. It's very, very easy. And there's loads of other benefits, like it wakes you up instantly in the morning. So I'm on day like, what is it, like 45? I don't even know what day it is. But I'm gonna take them every single day this year, just because of all the health benefits, and as well as that helps on the pitch. Another point I have with this is stop wearing joggers and things, because you're teaching your body, again, you're teaching your body to be cold. You're teaching your body that you need it. This is exactly why we basically, as humans, evolved to have less hair. This is why some people have more hair and some people have less hair. If you're constantly inside, you're constantly in heat, then you need less hair to basically insulate your body. So it's the same thing with wearing clothes. Wear shorts when you play football, because then your legs will be like, yep, we need to send more blood in, we need to insulate you more, basically. And that way you're gonna become immune to the cold. My second point is time wasting. And this is so key in winter, because obviously we know that the sun sets a whole lot quicker than it does in the summer. You get, I wanna say even like 8 hours, more like 4 to 6 hours less sun, which means, actually it's not even, it's way more. It's like, so 5 a.m. You get way less sun, basically. It's like 8 hours, 9 hours. You get less sun in the winter, which obviously means, especially if you're at school, you have to be extremely disciplined to go out to train. Otherwise it gets instantly dark, right? And you can't train in the dark, everyone knows that. So my biggest point there is you need to have a routine where you go, okay, I'm waking up at 7 a.m. I'm gonna train 30 minutes before school. Simple as that. You do 30 minutes a day, you improve so much. It doesn't need to be a massive training session. Literally something as simple as a 30-minute training session a day will improve you so much. So it's literally, you have a routine, you do not waste time. Because when you waste time, that's when you can afford to do it in summer almost, because it's like, you could have a nap after school in summer, and then, you can go train 7 p.m, 7:30, 8 o'clock, even 8:30, there's still loads of light, you can train. Whereas you cannot afford to do that in winter, because you just won't be able to train. So my biggest tip here is have a routine, get it set in stone that you come back from school, you train instantly, even if it's just in your garden. You don't need to travel ages. If you have a garden, even if it's concrete, 30 minutes of training a day doing that rather than doing nothing is way better. So pretty much have the routine, make sure you actually train. Literally 30 minutes is all you need. You got to do it before school or after school. And my third point is more of a practical thing, and that is you need the right equipment. I see so many people do this. I even did this one, and it's the most stupid thing you can do. You need to buy metal boots. And if you can't afford it, then it absolutely sucks, but you need to save up for it, because when the grass is absolutely knackered, you cannot wear full ground boots, because what that means is as you plant your foot into the ground, it's going to slip. So you need these longer studs, so then you can basically grip the ground way more. Because if you don't have this, then you're going to be slipping over. And I know loads of people who don't ever get metal boots just because they can't be bothered, basically. And then they just slip over, and it's just stupid. So get metal boots. And then as well as this is another practical point. When you're training, don't ruin the ground, because you want to use this for a period of like 4 months over winter. Or, I mean, even in summer, you could ruin the ground for summer. If you train in the exact same spot, and this is what my mates used to do when we trained, you can effectively ruin the pitch, because if you do a cone drill, for example, and you do it in this exact same spot, because you're constantly smashing your leg into the ground, what that's going to do is you're basically going to remove all the grass and just destroy the pitch. And obviously that stinks for everyone, especially like if it's not your pitch or whatever. So it's not good for anyone, but it's especially not good for you, because you don't want to be training on somewhere that's muddy the next time you go. Obviously it's minor if you're only going there once, but it's still not a great thing to do. But pretty much, be moving around constantly on the pitch. Like if you do a cone drill, do one set, one rep there, and then just move the cones a little bit to the side. Otherwise you're going to destroy the pitch and you won't be able to go back there the next week to train. And point 4, which is my final point, this is something that's very close to my heart because something that happened to me recently, and I kind of fell victim to this as well. And that is that you need to understand that the pitches are heavier. When the pitch gets load of rain, it becomes all muddy. What happens is when you plant your foot into the ground, you can effectively slip more because it's harder to get a grip. So when you say you're going to turn, for example, or let's just say you're sprinting and you're trying to stop. Obviously, to explain this for you, let's say you were on gravel or astro. If you wanted to stop, you could stop a whole lot easier. So you decelerate way easier. Whereas when you're on these really heavy pitches, because your foot plants into the ground and it can go further. It can basically travel a further distance as you plant it because of how muddy and wet it is, basically like liquid. This means that you basically put a whole lot more load on all of your muscles, but especially your hamstrings. And I got hamstring injury recently, which is so annoying. And it's literally because of that. I had a game on the 26th and the 28th of December. And in the game on the 28th, I was going to decelerate because as a left back, right, I'm getting up the pitch, I'm going back, forward, I'm having to sprint and then stop and then turn around. And when you do that over and over again, especially on a muddy pitch, the muddy pitch is the main reason for this. You put so much load through your hamstrings because they're having to work so much harder to actually stop yourself and decelerate. And what that does is, if you don't do all the extra recovery stuff, they're eventually going to give way. And trust me, you don't want that to happen because like I've explained to you guys many times, is that when you miss a month, you miss 2 months, all your hard work goes to waste because the people who aren't even training, they end up doing a similar amount, if not more training than you while you're injured. So for this point, do extra recovery stuff. It's so important. A light stretch after a game, an ice bath after a game, even an ice bath after training, 9 hours of sleep. All this stuff will prevent these types of injuries that are related to stress. And it's something that I could have prevented myself if I'd have just taken my recovery slightly more seriously. And now I'm pretty disciplined with my recovery. I do it very regularly. But sometimes, you know, when you've got games 26, 28, when there's a lot of games, it becomes difficult to do. Because mentality, you know, you're like, oh, I've got a game here, there, I can't be bothered to go on the bike the next day for 10 minutes. That's, oh God, it's long basically. So just trust me, it's a lot better, and I can tell you this from personal experience now, it's a lot better to just do that extra bit of recovery stuff that's a little bit annoying, a little bit painful, that will help your muscles feel better, than obviously you don't do it, you do other things, you're lazy with it, then you go into a game and then you get injured. You don't want that to happen, and it's so key over winter to do that stuff because the pitches are heavier. Obviously makes it way more likely, like I've explained, for you to get injured, stress related. So yeah, that's pretty much the end of the video. The technical masterclass, as you guys all know, will be linked in the description, and my free training will also be linked in the description. Make sure to check both of them out. They will help you so much. The results have been incredible so far. And that's pretty much the end of this unscripted video. Let me know in the comments what more? Let me know in the comments if you want to see more unscripted videos and what topics you'd like me to cover. See you in the next one.